Sticking to a workout schedule is hard to do. Oftentimes we don't feel like it, we find excuses and then beat ourselves afterwards. Instead of taking this disciplined approach, maybe you could start thinking below the surface. From the way you structure your workouts, the exercises you choose to do, the music you listen, up to the content you're consuming, emotions you attach to your workouts, the reason why you do it, everything can affect your workout consistency and enjoyment. Consistency is the key, not just in fitness, in everything. It's about these little cumulative effects over time that bring you the physique that you actually want. But why is it so hard to stick to a workout schedule? Maybe your workouts are way too hard for your lifestyle. Maybe you just want to be too frequent and you cannot do it. It's a bit too much. Maybe it leaves you sore, it leaves you beat up and you're getting sick, etc. So one thing is it's not compatible with your lifestyle. The other one is you have under-optimized environments. So the way you sleep is poor, the way you eat, your diet is off, the way you interact with the world. You may have too many stressors to be able to fit 5 workouts on a weekly basis. All of this matters. Or maybe it is lack of purpose. So why do you want to actually be fit and work out? Is it an identity trait? Is it who you feel you are? Or is it just to get fitter for the summer? You have to find that deep pain points that can push you to work out harder and more consistently. Just wanting to lose a couple pounds of fat so you look hotter at the beach is not necessarily going to cut it. Third thing is, health matters more than being ripped. And what I mean by this is you see a lot of influencers with like 4% body fat, but they don't actually feel good. So if this makes you hate your whole life, it is probably not the thing. Like being extremely lean is not healthy. Fourth thing is you need to choose something you enjoy doing. And I know you've been said this a lot of times, but you must choose some activity that is fun for you. You must pick the exercise. At first, if you're a beginner and you haven't optimized and progressed your training, you gotta choose something that is fun to do. Change your perception around what it means to work out, because a lot of us visualize what workouts actually feel like, but it's nothing like that in the real world. Like you're actually pushing a weight and it hurts like hell. You're running out of breath, you can't catch your breath. It doesn't always happen that your hips are as mobile as you'd like, or that you're breaking a sweat and that it feels like you're in a flow. Like 60 to 70% of times it should feel like that, but then there are the other 20 to 30% through which you're gonna have to muscle up and sustain. But if it's all ran on discipline and if you always need more motivation, maybe you need to think about restructuring your plan to something that you would find more enjoyable. First thing is to find activities that you really enjoy. So you have to shift from the things that you absolutely hate to something that it's a bit more fun doing. So for example, if you don't like burpees, don't do burpees, just push a sled. If you don't like running, go try some rowing or try some ski erg machines and similar cardio equipment. If you don't like to train your abs that much, maybe think of programs to incorporate small little ab exercises between sets or activate your abdominal muscles while you work in other body parts. For me, like things like ping pong or basketball or rowing are very fun. Like I don't like HIIT where you push and run sprints and you're completely exhausted and beat up. Instead, I would like to put my headphones on, listen to a business podcast or something, and then go running for like hour and a half and do slow 10 to 12 kilometers run where I'm listening to a podcast and consuming all that info and I'm just enjoying through the whole activity. Doing what you enjoy can make it a lot easier to stick to that activity in the long run. Before thinking on complex diets and weight progressions, think consistency and simplicity first. Number 2 is be pragmatic about your workouts. You're not always gonna feel like it, and that's okay. Like when you see most athletes out there or just people into sports and fitness, they don't enjoy 100% of what's happening. They enjoy the majority of it, 60, 70, 80%. So there's some things in some exercise that you just basically gonna have to muscle through to start. Find these little switches of something that you dislike to something that you like more so you can enhance the longevity, so how long you're gonna actually do the training for. And if it's way too hard, maybe you think about switching activities, dialing the frequency, dialing the intensity down to fit your lifestyle and make it work in your own set of circumstances. It's just like any other habits. Like, you don't feel like you want to take a shower or take the trash out, but you just do it because it is something that you know it's going to feel good afterwards, and it is taking care of your body. You just do it. You don't always get into your feelings about it. Realize you won't always feel like it, and that's okay. The goal is to make the majority of your working out process enjoyable, not all of it. There will be parts you'll have to muscle through. That's just life. Number 3 is identity. So if you can picture yourself doing it, if you can visualize yourself doing it. Now, you don't necessarily need to like close your eyes and just imagine everything, but you can put yourself in circumstances where you're actually with a group of active people, or with a group of CrossFitters, or with a group of runners. When I was training basketball, anytime I went in the gym, whether that's running, whether that's training, whether that's track, whether that's lifting, whether that's shooting, I thought this is gonna pay off in my career later on. Now, I'm not a basketball player right now, but it did enhance my discipline and health and strength overall. So now I'm at a place where I'm continually training, and it's a much easier for me to do. But what I can sense is with athletes, they have a lot more momentum because they train a lot more frequently. They don't always feel like it, of course, but because they're hitting it consistently, they have created their identity that they're fit people, or they're runners, or they're boxers, or whatever the sport it is that they do. There's that identity, and there's a lot of momentum that comes with it. So one simple example is, maybe if you like running, you can try to go and join a certain running group in your city. And it's gonna sound funny, but actually buying the running shoes, or the sleeves, or a smartwatch, whatever it is that's gonna make you feel like you belong to that like runner's identity, if it's gonna make you feel better and more of a like running type personality, then you can go purchase and invest in it and start running with people who are runners, and you're gonna start feeling like it, and that identity is gonna shift your whole mindset around how much you're training. When you start showing up to workouts frequently and consistently, it becomes part of your self-image. Maybe investing in sports equipment and measuring your progress can facilitate that. Number 4 is listen to hype music. So I would invest in high quality headphones, whether that's active noise cancellation or whatever, maybe just a regular in-ear headphones, and put the music that inspires you. Maybe it's a motivational speak, maybe it's a fast cardio type music, maybe just like rap, R&B, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. There's just something about the music when you get into that rhythm, or like the motivational speech, that puts your mind and body like in the zone, and you're basically prepared to lift and train. Many people still undervalue the power of music. Investing in a good pair of headphones is a good investment in your fitness, as funny as that may sound. I prefer listening to educational fitness podcasts and hype music when I work out because it stimulates me even more. Number 5 is consume more health and fitness related content. I know this is going to sound funny, but this is one of the primary reasons why I created my website. So anytime I'm actually opening a nutrition magazine, or I'm looking at supplements, or I'm listening to a fitness podcast, it's the times where I feel most inspired to actually get in the zone and try these things that I'm actually hearing. So podcasts or blogs, these are not just motivational, they're educational also. And when you get your mind in a state of consuming this kind of content, new ideas come up. Your energy is actually directed towards making the change that you heard on that fitness podcast. Whether that is about improving your squat form or eating more chicken and rice, it's going to motivate you and educate you and just like put you in a zone and give you ideas about what to do in your free time. There is something about fitness podcasts that makes training smoother. It's when you've been listening about correct squatting form that you actually try to do it. What you've heard about nutrition gives you some idea on your next dinner. The tips on grip strength for deadlift may spike your interest. Listen more. Number 6, create a workout schedule. I don't actually use this one that much, but I've heard a lot of people use it, and it helps them stay in shape and helps them stay up to date with where their workouts are. So this is going to depend on how much you work out. Basically, you want to schedule and make your workouts as frequent as you can to fit your lifestyle. Like, they shouldn't ruin your relationships or get all your free time, or like make you hate life because every day you have to lift for 2 hours. For beginners, this is going to be like 2 45-minute sessions on a weekly basis, which is something that most people can realistically and easily achieve, and then that's like your foundation on which you build upon. I like creating workout schedule in Notion. It's a productivity app that allows me to check on my frequency, remind me of missed workouts so I can repurpose my next workout to hit all body parts. If it's solid in your schedule, you've already made time to do it, so rationalizations and excuses won't work as much. Number 7 is push through the first set to gain momentum. It might sound funny, but the first set is the hardest to get done because there's so much resistance. You need to transfer from this state of not training to this state of training. Instead, if you just muscle through the first step, you start feeling that circulation, that muscle pump, you're gaining the momentum. As you progress through the workouts, it's just gonna get easier and easier and easier, and you're basically finished. But it takes breaking that mental barrier of doing the warm-up and doing the first set, which is the hardest, to get you to gain momentum and enjoy your workout. No one likes the warm-up, no one likes the first set. But once you get the pump going, your blood flowing, your hips and shoulders getting looser, you start breaking a sweat, just magic happens. You're actually in the zone. Last but not least, number 8 is to not take long breaks. Long breaks are gonna hurt your progress, you're gonna lose your flow state, you're gonna stop being in the zone, you're gonna stop breaking your sweat. You're basically thinking, maybe if I talk to this gym guy or sit on Instagram a little bit, I'm gonna rest and then I'm gonna be more prepared. But if you take way too long breaks, like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes breaks, you're actually losing a lot of that momentum, and the mobility, that fluidity in your hips is lost. So now you're getting to the next exercise. You don't have your metabolism working, you don't have that energy creation processes still intact as you had. Hips, shoulders get rusty, you can't really perform all the movements good, and you just have to re-warm up again, and you completely losing your momentum. So don't take long breaks. Every workout regimen has a certain rest period. Hypertrophy focused training allows for 1.5 to 2 minutes of rest for max results, strength for 3 to 5 minutes between sets. If you have to take longer breaks, dial the intensity down and keep on moving. That was all for today's video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. We're just gonna repeat the bullet points and we're done here. So first thing is, do what you enjoy. Focus on activities that fulfill you and that you find dynamic and joyful, that you can stick to longer term. Second is, be pragmatic. You're not always gonna feel like it, so some 20 to 30% you're gonna have to muscle through. The third one is identity. You need to put yourself in the circumstances where you can sort of feel like a runner, a lifter, or whatever you're trying to be. Be with these kind of people, buy the equipment, train more, etc., etc. The fourth is to invest in good high quality headphones and listen to hype music to motivate you, or motivational podcasts. Fifth one is consuming blogs, consuming content, so blogs or podcasts or videos around like the fitness, nutrition, health type of niche. Then it's to create a workout schedule that's going to be frequent enough to gain progress, but not so frequent that it's going to disrupt your life. The last two are to push through the first set, because that breaking that mental barrier is the most important, and that's where you gain all your momentum. And the last but not least is to not take long breaks talking and being on Instagram or whatever for like 10 minutes, because you're going to lose the momentum and all the benefits that you've gained with the warm-up. That's around it. Thanks for watching again, and I'll check you in the next one. Subscribe to this video. I'll give you show notes for a similar video right here, and that's it. Bye bye.